Hey, I'm Jamaica Lando. Now, it's been a while since I've done this, and I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna get this video when you're gonna get this video, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a vibe. So, same photos as I did before, but let's get into it, because I like my little vibe. Ready, set, let's go. Hey, I'm Jamaica Lando. And, I'm trying my best to move around a little bit because I'm not gonna lie, but I've been filming. This is my third video, and I did so many videos in one day. I'm so sorry. You're getting this video. This is the Housewives of Atlanta, episode 1, episode 2. So I'm going to talk about both of them at the same time. Main reason why, because I had a feeling that one of them will be boring, and I was not wrong. It is the newest season. I think this is season 11, season 12 of Atlanta, of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Real Housewives of Atlanta. That is Housewives of Atlanta. That Real Housewives. Atlanta, you say. ATL. So let's first talk about how many housewives they have this season. 4 into 5. And then they're having 6 friends. 6 friends. What they're doing with this season is how they're going to probably do a lot more shows with 5 strong storylines and a lot of B stories to go along with the storylines. So you're going to see this happening for other shows. I keep hearing this is what they're going to do for other shows. And I think that's kind of cool, but at the same time, these are not the most interesting women in the world. Okay, first things first, let's go along with what happened last season. Nene is gone. And we still have the 4 players that we have that, which was more people, but it's just 4 players. We have Cynthia. We have Candy. We have, let me want to say the full names. No, I'm not going to do it. We have Cynthia. We have Candy. We have Portia. And we have Kenya. Now, of them all, they all have their own interesting things. Portia's interesting because she's the youngest and she's changed the most. She has a baby. She's doing human rights things. She's doing Black Lives Matter. She's doing these things. That's Portia. I'm gonna give you a synopsis real quick of everybody, just in case those are like, oh well, I don't know. Give you the truth. You have Kenya Moore, long hair Kenya Moore, the girl of the '90s, Kenya Moore. Beautiful woman, that Kenya Moore. Things on her face that's be happening on her face, Kenya Moore. Beautiful woman, Kenya Moore. And then you have a scenario where Kenya Moore is who she is as a person. She's a very beautiful woman. And she and her husband, as she chose, they're married. Married. And you may not see your husband that much this season because, their marriage is falling apart. I say apart. They have a kid. I love her child. So beautiful. Beautiful girl. Just turned 2. Then you have Cynthia. Cynthia has had a marriage in the past that we also on the show. When it was good, it was good. When it was bad, it was bad. They got divorced. Now she has a new person. #chill. Mike Hill. I like saying that because it was cute. Last person we have on this 4 of this episode, and then we'll go with Drew Sidora. It's Candy Burris. Yes, you have to say Candace Burris because I'm not gonna lie, her name is really amazing. Burris. So you have Candy. This season, they're gonna show a lot. Candy probably is gonna be a focal point because truly, Candy's always doing something different. Candy's that person where every year, a new business. Every year, I'm interesting. Every year, it's about my kids as well. I have a new baby. I'm Candy Burris. Last but not least is Drew Sidora. Drew Sidora is an actress from a lot of movies that y'all have probably seen in the 2000s. She was on a show called The Game, and she was on the TLC movie that was on VH1. So that happened. Good show. She's a very beautiful woman. She has 3 kids, and she has a husband. She has a mom. We'll talk about her in probably 10 minutes in. So back to the core 4. That's the 4 of them. First person up is Portia. Portia has been very interesting. This quarantine, she was like, oh, things you want me to do. Got you. She's done a lot when it came to the George Ford and the Breonna Taylor movement. She's done a lot of stuff when it came to Breonna Taylor, and to the point where it was kind of like she saw her mom in the second episode. Let's go with the first episode first. She has done a lot of She has done a lot of stuff for the for the Black Lives Matter movement, like going to all these rallies, doing all these protests, and she also went to a protest. So this episode of Portia, she's not really with the other three of the five, and that's okay. That happens. The reason why is because she's doing all this greatness, and also they kind of have to have like all of the niceness of it all and let it all go. So truly, it's happened. After that, we can do ratchet stuff to everyone. So that's what I did with this review. I'm gonna give you the nice thing. At the end of this episode, she does say, "Hey, I do not, she did a voice thing to send to her mom, and that's very like little cryptic. But if something bad had happened, it would have been like, hey, this is what happened to my daughter, and that's just the truth. This is what happens sometimes." I heard like, say if I went to a protest on my arm, I would have to like write my number down and have my family members have this say something that happened to me. It's really scary, but it's the truth. Yeah, I'm wearing this to do reviews. Next feeling chill vibe, y'all. So, we go from Portia and her greatness of this episode. I will say this. I'm going to add to Portia both her things. When she got out of jail, she saw Breonna Taylor's mom, and they talked to her, and she hugged her and everything. And it's very emotional because to know that you have a daughter, just like her mom had her daughter, and she won't be able to see her daughter ever again in life. If you believe in heaven, she may see her in heaven. But the wrongfulness that happened to her happened. I've talked about Breonna Taylor 2 days. This is when you see this, and you'll see it another day this week. So that's the thing that's happening there. Then you have kind of like a dynamic duo. You have Candy, and you also have Cynthia, and you have the sprinkling of Marlo. Candy this season, with the first episode, was talking about Riley and her dad, and Riley's dad Owen. Well, I would say Candy's baby father and Riley's father owing $250,000. That's a lot of money. I like that money. Sounds good. If she gets it. But he's been always very showcasing his luxury life and showcasing this as a person. He's been doing all this the whole time. So that's the thing. And you have that happening, and you're like, whoa, that's crazy. So it's a lot of funniness with that as a person that you're like, so you've been flexing this whole time, but you can't be paying your own child's bills. You helped me have this child. You labeled me to have this child. Which I want to say first and foremost, because I'm going to go from Kenny to Kenya. Please be careful to any woman that's watching this. To any man that's watching this that are anything that's on the spectrum of LGBTQI+, especially if you're part of the B's. Okay? If you have kids before you truly understand your desires towards man, I get that too. So, understand this. Be careful who you have children with. Be careful who you adopt kids with. Because when things are good, y'all can have a baby. When things are good, you can have a great friendship. When things are good, you can be great parents. But things are bad, things go left. And more times than not, I always tell people shit's gonna go left a lot faster. So that's the thing. This happened with Candy. This happened with Kenya. Now, I will say this. It's hard to root for someone that is so aggressive or assertive. That's a better word. Assertive woman is what Kenya Moore is. So, if that happens, there's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it at all. The problem most people will face is that this is what's happening. And you're like, okay. This gotta stop though. So, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, she's assertive in all her aspects, but she's very submissive to her husband. She was very submissive to her husband all last season too. People was like, oh, that's so gross. And I don't deny that I probably am considered probably submissive. No, I'm not. I'm assertive in my own right, and I'm probably submissive in my own way. Because to me, both things happen in relationships. To me, you gotta show dominance, but you also have to show that you are willing to like mold and bend. I don't know how old her husband is. I do feel like he must be at least 44 to like 52 in that round. And Kenya is that same age range. So my whole thing is always like, what we doing? All the time. And I hate when that happens. It's just the truth. I cannot deal with that a lot. Is that like, hey, you are, and I am who I am, but this is how you met me thing. Excuse me. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're back. So with the Kenya Moore thing, it kind of gets to the point where you're kind of like, ugh, this is what happens with you as a person. Not gonna lie, it's hard to root for them. But like, if they get back together, cool. If they don't, they don't. This is going to be a very high-paced season, and I do think that it may work. She's has the most interesting storyline out of the 4 of the 5. Then you have we talked about Candy. Let's talk about #chill and her getting married. Cynthia found love again, y'all. Remember she said, I don't think I'm ever gonna find love again. Which happens, but also it could have not happened, I guess. I do think that she's, once again, a very beautiful woman, but I also think, like, all right, girl, what you gonna do? So, the first episode was about the wedding. And, like, will we able to have a wedding because of the pandemic and everything going on, and her, and the tension between that. And I understand, like, the roles and everything like that. The wedding happened, so it's nothing to talk about there. Then you have her, Candy, Marlo talking about stuff. Marlo being extra. Nothing wrong with that. Talking about clean, clean, clean. Please, 6 feet apart, y'all. 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. Her voice is very amazing. So did everyone else. I can't do that in nobody's voice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna do that. Maybe next episode. Not today. So you have those two. You have that. Candy, they called Kenya and they talked about that. And you have what happens when they meet up with Kenya and her having a pool come in, everything like that. This is a quick synopsis of the episode. That's mostly what happened, y'all. So then you have episode 2. They introduced Drew Sidora. Yes. And then you have what happened with Drew Sidora and her husband. Her husband's a tech guy. Drew Sidora's an actress. She has 3 kids, and also in their household they have her mom. And you saw a dynamic that you like, we don't need this. And in a manner of like, what are we doing? Because she's married to her husband. They've been married for, I think, I don't know how long they've been married for. But I will say this. They met 6 months, got married. They did not have what I like to do, a 2-year mark. You don't have to do a 2-year mark, but you have to figure out like a balance between the two of them, and the two of you. And you have to have like a balance about yourself as a person. I don't know how old Drew Sidora is, but I will say this. I've always thought Drew Sidora was young. I think she's in her 30s to 41. So, yeah, I do think that literally she's like at least 38. That's as old as I can make her. Like, I feel like she's like 33, 34. Like, she's been famous for a long time. She's been in a lot of roles, and she's played a lot of roles where it's more like she was a teenager until like who she is now. So, just as a statement. She's been in a lot of movies. Like, people ask this question, like, where do you know Drew Sidora from? White Chicks. You knew Drew Sidora from White Chicks. You knew Drew Sidora from the first. You do it from. You know her from The Game and the TLC movie. You also know her from I can't say it. The dancing thing with Channing Tatum. The first one when it's a ballerina and she sings in that thing. So that's the thing there. So you have that. So they have a storyline that happens that he left the house, was able to be reached for 3 days. 3 days, you say? 3 days. 3 days, you say? 3 days. What? 3 days. So they're married, 3 kids, and she can reach him. What we doing? That's real petty and real odd. Now, I will say this episode is very interesting because they introduced another woman that was supposed to be a wife, but she didn't get the wife title because of her children not being available, and that means that she's not as interesting. So, I don't know. I do think that I do think the other person, she's a YouTuber apparently. I don't know that woman. I not at all know that woman, but YouTube is very thing. It's a thing that you like. Okay, you get it. Like I know that I have my views that I have. You're asking this question, how many views I have? I don't have any views. I'm getting there every episode. She is a person that is famous from YouTube as well. So it's cool that that has emerged. So it seems that she's rich, and whoever she's married to is rich. But also, it's kind of like, what we doing? Like, is she on the up and up? So it's kind of that kind of thing. She meets them. She met the housewives. I'm gonna go back to the Truth Door things real soon. Other than the whole like thing there, because there's a lot that happened there. She goes to this party. She meets them. She likes Kenya. Kenya and her have a dynamic. Oh my god, they like each other. Cool. Now the Portia thing I told y'all happened that she met Breonna Taylor's mom. That's a great thing that happened in the second episode. The party that happened, you saw that like Ruth Dora is the only one that brought her husband. I forgot her name. I'm so sorry about his name, but I don't know his name. So, and hashtag chill. Them two met and they talked about stuff and like, hey, sometimes you need some time off. So they kind of alluded to this thing, the whole episode of this happening. And Drew Sidora also talked about it because she actually didn't have to talk about it, but also she told too many people her business. Her name is Kenya Moore. You don't tell Kenya Moore your business. You don't tell that woman your business. You don't trust that woman. No, you don't ever trust that woman. So it's a thing there. I don't know how. I feel like I've talked about all I could talk about, y'all. I don't have a long time. I will say this. I do like Drew Sidora's energy. And I do think that she's very good for this show. I will say just that. She's interesting for the show. They needed to get rid of two more people. And I know they got rid of only two wives, so they were trying to get out some numbers. They needed one more person gone. Everyone has good dynamics. But I will say this. Candy's storyline is very interesting because this season she's gonna have she's gonna be opening a steakhouse. That's good. Riley graduated this episode. So yes, this episode Riley graduates. I do think it's really cool that she graduates and it's only her and her grandma and her Candy's mom, Mama Joyce. They saw her graduate and everything. Riley comes home. She asks for money. Got the money from Todd, which is cool. I think it's really amazing. Riley's going to go to NYU. Riley's pretty much grown up on 4 eyes. So to see her from like I think 6 years old to like 12 to like now, and to see how she's changed so much, I will say this. It's amazing how much people change. I just hope the kids can be kids and not wear what they wear sometimes. I be like, what's going on? Stop wearing all that makeup. Just please be 18. Embrace 18. But she's going to NYU, and I think by now she should be on her first semester being done, and she should be on her second semester after the holidays. Don't know if she's home. Do not know that. Don't know if she's, because, I mean, technically they had got her apartment and everything. They had planned Riley's going to NYU, and then she got accepted last season to this season of her graduation into everything like that. Kenny also is very much the most second to third interesting person because she has a new baby. That's the dynamic there. She did the show and she did it. I don't know if they filmed it while that was happening or not, but the baby happened. So she has a newborn. She has a newborn daughter, and it's been a very interesting quarantine. I didn't talk about the quarantine that everyone said they gained weight. They did. So, it's not a big deal to me. I feel like that's all I have. But I will say this. I'm going to give it 2 more episodes. If not, I'm just going to watch everybody's review for it, and then I'll talk about it more. I don't know. I'll give it like a synopsis of like a fast forward. This is one of those shows where it's an iffy thing. If it gets better, I'll like it. And I hope my favorite person still is going to be on the show. But technically, she quits the show soon. So, I don't know. But that's all I have for this episode. If you like this video, support the channel. Venmo me is in my link. Venmo me at Jermaine Galando. And that's it. And you can also PayPal me, Jermaine Galando. Oh, well, my PayPal link is Jermaine is PayPal at me / like dash. I'm JC. Yeah, that. There you go. See y'all with the next one, and yeah, we're ready for the new episodes because I probably will. If Atlanta gives more, they're separate. If Atlanta does not give more, they are together. Try my best to give y'all as many videos as possible, so when people see this channel, discover this channel, that y'all can see like the growth of this season. And I'll do some like other shows as well. I have Gayish coming up. Gayish will be here Thursday, so be on the lookout for Gayish. See y'all later.